Hey everybody. This is not the normal episode of A Grieving Mother's Journey, but we are here because I'm giving a quick snippet of the honoring of Malik that's going to happen May 10th through May 15th. Just a brief overview for those that are not familiar with the Grieving Mother's Journey or not familiar with my family and I or Malik. So I'm going to give you a quick snippet of some things that'll be talked about. And I'm hoping that this will bring you on board to view. Before I get started, um, some of you may know, or most of you know, that I just started going live on Instagram with this. So um, I'm having an issue actually trying to save the live. Um, and I kind of figured out how to do that, but what I'm getting from it is I think it has to be done via the phone. Um, so y'all forgive me. I'm not real good with Instagram, but I'm trying to figure out how I can do this on my phone while I'm live so I can at least save it. So if there's anybody out there that's watching and that is pretty much familiar with Instagram, please let me know before this ends so I can figure out how to do that. Um, so anyway, I appreciate everybody joining, and I'm trying a couple of things here. Um, where was I? Um, I don't know if this is it. So trying to kind of add some background music to kind of fill the space. Um, just kind of bear with me here, guys. Okay, so anyway, if you guys can hear that, that's great. So anyway, again, we are here. This is a grieving mother's journey, and I appreciate you joining. And this episode, it's not really an episode, it's kind of like a premiere or a preview of Malik's journey that will be airing in about a 4-part segment, and it's going to be from May 10th through May 15th. So I'm hoping that you guys join us. It's really going to be Malik's story, telling about his beautiful soul from beginning to end. And of course, as we all know, he was 23 years old. So that's going to be a lot to cover. So it's been broken down into a few segments. Um, so I'm going to start by, let me go ahead. And before I start, again, if any of you are familiar with Instagram and can tell me how to save this episode, all I need is just one teaching. If you can kind of guide me on how to save this one, I'll know how to do it moving forward. So if you can help me out, that'd be great. Hey, Crystal, I see the comment. Leak land. Yes. Leak land, y'all. This is about leak land with Leak Xavier Lamar Davis, y'all. Um, for those that if you know, you know. All right, so let me get started. It's not going to be an hour-long show. Again, this is just a preview, so I kind of wanted to just come on and give you guys a little bit of insight. Hopefully, it'll encourage you to come on in when we do the 4-day episodes. We're going to have some great speakers as well, and his story. So this is going to be about honoring Malik Xavier Lamar Davis. That's his name. Say his name. Say his name. LLL. Long live Leak. He was born August 6, 1998. He was 23 when his life was taken. And he was taken on May 15th of 2022, which made him, 23 years old when he passed away. Um, So again, Malik was 23 years old. His wife was taken at 23, alongside his childhood friend, Christian Lamar Robertson. Both were murdered in my home at 13661 Mary's Way in Woodbridge, Virginia, apartment 202. Malik is the son of me, Donna Archer, and his father, Henry Davis. He had 5 brothers and sisters on his mom's side. And get ready for this. He had 11. Yes, that's right. 11 brothers and sisters on his father's side. So Malik was loved by some, but hated by many. His love for family and gullible spirit sparked a rage in others that had no clue on what love really meant. Starting on the 10th, we will kind of relive some of the memorable moments from the time that he was a young child, to the time of his death. Now, Malik was far from perfect, as we all are. However, he just wanted acceptance as the person that he was and to live a happy life filled with joy, happiness, and most of all, respect. Malik was the type of soul that always protected the underdog. Again, if you know me, my family, or Malik, you know what I'm talking about. The majority had no idea what he battled with. He suffered from severe anxiety, depression, epilepsy, and LD, otherwise known as learning disabilities. Now, he never wanted anyone to use his disability against him, or he didn't want his disability to get in the way of a normal life. He was special in a good kind of way. He loved his family and especially his mama, which is me. And that love was unmatched. The respect level that he had didn't just come naturally, but it was instilled on him by his mom, me, and his family. His so-called friends, they hated how much he loved his mama and respected his family. He would always get someone that would say, "Hey man, you're grown, right? Why do you always listen to your mom?" But that's because he had respect, something that he grew up with, and sadly enough, a lot of people didn't grow up with, especially in this day and age. Malik was really sensitive. He had a sensitive side that wasn't shared with everybody because it was none of their business, right? He would talk to those that were trusted, and you'll hear a few of those that he confided in during our big premiere on the 10th through the 15th. Malik entered the working world when he was about maybe 22. But, for the first time, he just wanted to be independent. There were 3 jobs that he had, from the time that he ventured out into the work world until the time that he passed away. One of those places of employment did him dirty, to the point where, he cried deeply because he loved that job. But because of his disability and him not wanting to have that play a factor in him being hired, again, he was, trying to be in the world as a man with no disabilities, if I may. Um, but because he chose not to put that on his application, it was a little difficult for us to do anything about it. But that manager there, all I can say is karma. Karma is real, y'all. But you'll hear more about that when everything airs. But you know, he was happy that he finally had the opportunity to show that he was responsible. But the manager had other feelings about that and totally devastated my son. But he prevailed in another job that he loved oh so much. I can't wait to give my shout outs to that place of employment. It's a place where he felt accepted, he felt honored, and most of all, again, he felt respected. So I can't wait to talk about that. At one point in his life, Malik also endured the loss of his father to the prison system. He loved his father, but how he lost his father kind of created a heartfelt disturbance in his life. I'm not going to say he was torn between the two because he understood right from wrong. Malik did. It didn't excuse the fact that his father was still his father, but he had mad love for the situation, for the person in the situation. So because of Malik's disability and undying trust of others, this did cost him his life. He always saw the good before the bad, and that's what was one of the main problems. Not to mention he was gullible. Too gullible, right? But the good side of him was he never judged. He always saw, again, like I said, he always saw the good before the bad. Now, that's something that is good to a point and in certain scenarios, but not all. But for him, everyone was his friend. Everyone's his friend. And despite the many, many times myself and his family tried to tell him, hey, Malik, everybody's not your friend. He still chose to believe in the good in others. And because of this, he was murdered. He would always say, Mommy, I had that mommy's intuition, right? My spirit didn't sit well with certain people, but he would always say, no, Mommy, he's a good kid, Mommy. No, Mommy, he's a good kid. He always said that, even though I knew better, right? And I don't fault him for having a good spirit and to being a good person at heart. I just wish that he allowed me and his family to guide him a little bit more. Maybe he'd still be here, Small background of Malik. Malik grew up being bullied. He was beaten, abused, and beaten to the point where he was put in the hospital. Not once, but twice. Different states. One time in Virginia, another time in Florida. The one in Virginia was because of a ratchet female who you will come to know during this. One that didn't have a problem spreading her legs. And, my son trying to look out once again, trying to look out for a friend, kind of tried to let this person know, hey, it's not a good look, bro. right? So this so-called friend turned out to be a frenemy and backstab Malik. So this female that I will soon talk about decided that she was going to set my son up and play on his good heart, forgiving nature, and say a few things. Again, we'll get deeper into that later. But it ended up being where her stepdad, not even her real dad, decides he's going to get involved and decided that he was going to attack my son and leave him for dead. Now, at the time, my son, I want to say 17, I'll have that verified, during the whole thing, but he may have even been 18. Now, as you know, 18 by the law is considered an adult. With my son's issues, that was not the case. And even though my son went and tried to be a man and talk about what really happened, this person, this adult, decided to sucker punch him and leave him in the street for dead. If it wasn't for a certain person that knew my family, had a heart, and did the right thing, who came to his rescue and was able to get him to the hospital and save his life. If it wasn't for that, I don't know what would have happened at that point. But, it just goes to show that this is just some of the things that my son dealt with throughout his life. Florida was another one where he's the new kid on the block, Now, granted, my son did suffer from certain things, but he wasn't totally a dummy. And he wasn't going to back down to those that were wrong. So when he decided that, no, you're not gonna punk me over some BS, this person, along with a few family members, now granted, we just moved to Florida. We didn't know anybody, right? They decided to jump my son and put him in the hospital. Now granted, again, my son suffered from seizures, so this is really not a good thing for him. But of course, the state of Florida, South Florida, I'm not going to say all, I lived in South Florida, is ass backwards. They're not there to protect the victim. And you'll hear why. Again, that whole story will come out. But it was some BS. My son had to do things according to law. He had to do some things, the same thing that the perpetrator did. Now, you have the perpetrator and his whole family beating up my son in front of our home while his baby sister was on the school bus watching this, put him in the hospital. But my son's got to pay the same consequences as these Bammers did, right? So again, that's just another point of the things that Malik had to deal with growing up. But even through all of it, he always, so it's okay, Mama. It's okay, Mama. He forgave and forgot way too much. Some things that were unforgivable. But he still did it. And even now, he's probably up there forgiving all of them that took his life, because that's who Malik was. Now, granted, I truly believe that Um, he, alongside of God, aka Allah, had their hands all up in it. Because how many stories have you heard of a double homicide where one, not just one, two, not just two, but three involved were caught within 4 months? It's almost unheard of. Nothing but God, y'all. Nothing but Malik. And like I said, he's up there probably, forgiving, but he didn't let it slide. Amen. Can I get an amen? So, then we have someone that wanted to live the criminal life, someone that didn't know my son from a can of paint, that involved 2 others that were intrigued by the criminal life, but we're my son's friends, right? But that one person decided that my son's life wasn't worth allowing to live over some dumb shit, right? But I do have to mention that there was a 6-day trial. There were things that I heard, things that I know I heard. One of them was, one of the witnesses stated that my son wasn't in a gang. I can attest to that. People that really know him can attest to that. His family can attest to that. You know why? He wasn't a sucker, but he was not built for that life. And if anyone knows him like I know him, he was not. He wasn't ready for that. I kind of laughed when I heard that, like, oh, okay, right. But somehow, the Commonwealth of Attorney, Amy Ashworth, in her whole statement, put that in there that the defendant said or confirmed that he was an op. Bullshit. I have yet to fight that. I've already started with that. But if I have anything to do with it, until the day I die, that's going to be removed. I know what I heard in that courtroom. And I will not allow anybody ever to twist and to tarnish my son's character. I don't care who you are. Not gonna happen. But granted, the Commonwealth, I still got to give them props. They did their thing. Airtight case. Justice was served. So I have to give them that. But within that, you lied. And it's got to be fixed. So through this whole series, you hear a lot of good things. You hear, the horrible story of how one of the killers what he did. I plan to kind of say it, but I'm going to save it. But I think that's the thing that really tore me up the most, especially when you get on the stand and say, Malik was my friend. And I get it. You probably thought you were. But I think you need to kind of reevaluate what friendship really is. Because a real friend, granted the initial happening, I kind of get it on why. I still think there were other options, but I get it why. But this last part, there's no excuse. What he did was unimaginable. And I think that kind of stands in the way of me trying to forgive. I can't get past that. And when you guys do hear it, any mother out there is going to agree with me, guaranteed, 100%. But you're going to hear some good things. You're going to hear some things that not so good, disturbing, heartbreaking. But I am excited to hear from those that have wonderful memories. I believe I have 6 or 7 people already that are willing to step up and share some fabulous memories. I can't wait for that part. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys on here long. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal says amen. I just kind of wanted to give you a quick overview about what's to come. And it's going to be a little exciting. It is going to be throughout a 4-day span because there's kind of a lot to cover. You know, you have to figure that's 23 years worth of memories and information and good things and bad things that have to kind of be crammed into 4 days, along with those that truly loved him that are going to speak on his behalf. So I have to kind of cram it all into one. But please don't miss the episodes. I hope to see you there. It will be on our Instagram. It will be on our YouTube page, and as well as the Facebook page. So before I head out, again, I think in the beginning I kind of asked, I kind of need a little bit of help with this Instagram. I'm trying to, for some reason, like my reels and things, I don't have a problem with archiving. They're there on my page. But I kind of want to save at least some of my lives, and I can't do it. Even when I go, I'm on my phone, but I'm kind of not sure where to find the live while I'm on the phone. Maybe I have to be live on the phone. I'm not really sure. But if anyone that's out there that can kind of help me out, I really appreciate it. And I thank you for coming on in and listening and getting a quick sneak peek of Malik's journey. And so don't forget, join us. It'll be May 10th through May 15th. It will be posted. And then, of course, when I schedule everything, you can always go on the YouTube page. The link is on Instagram. It's on my Facebook page as well. And the group page. You can go on there to see when it's going to be live. And you can also click, notify me. So it'll kind of give you a reminder when we're going to go live. If you do go to the YouTube page, I'd appreciate it if you maybe go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't mean you have to watch it all the time or we're going to go bombard you. But if you would subscribe, and if you like any of the videos, hit the like. I'm not going to be like the others. Oh, hit like on all of them. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Don't hit the like button. It's okay. I'm not here for the likes. But if you do like it, I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button. That way it kind of tells me what my listeners are listening to or what my listeners like. And I can try to create more podcasts geared to what you like. So again, I don't do this for money. It's not about any type of monetary gain. It's not about the likes or any of that. I do this for my son, and it's all free of charge. Okay, including my time. It's free. But if you like it, and if you know someone that is grieving that would benefit from any of our podcasts, please share with them. Even if you don't like it, somebody else may also like it or may like it. It doesn't take anything to share it. It's a click, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. You can share it and never come back. The goal is to help somebody that has been through what my family and I have been through. That is the goal, the main goal. So, if you, like I said, if you know anybody that has gone through a loss, especially mom or dad that has gone through loss through homicide, please share this with them. And of course, even though this was created for victims of homicide, for moms and dads that lost a child through homicide, I always advocate for the grieving, because grief is grief. Yes, they're all on different scales, but grief is grief, and we are here for everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and close up shop. Again, thank you for listening. If you like the video, please hit like. If you know someone that is grieving from a loss, please share it with them. And don't forget to come back and view us May 10th through May 15th. Last but not least, don't forget we have our A Grieving Mother's Journey podcast every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now, granted, there might be a little, adjustments depending on what's going on. But, we're here, and we're here for you. And come on over to Facebook. It's A Grieving Mother's Journey. Join our group. It is a private group, so you do have to request to get in. And I'm very particular. So not that I don't want people in the group, but my first priority is myself and people in the group, which is protecting them from trolls, from volatile people, or for those that are just being nosy. That's my number one. Yeah, again, it is private. And, if you've lost a child, and if you answer the questions to come in, and I do look at your page, I'm not I'm gonna keep it real. When I get a request, I do investigate, because I'm not letting just anybody in there, especially, if you're in there and your whole page is filled with drama or F this, F that, and bang this. No, you're not getting in. So, one, you have to have lost a child. Two, you have to have lost somebody. Or three, if you are genuine and you are there to support us grieving moms and dads, we got you. So, thank you, Kay. She says, great job, Mama. Thank you. Hey, Julissa. And speaking for myself, I appreciate your podcast. Thank you, Julissa. I can't believe it's been, on the 15th of May, it'll be a year already that I've been doing this. Doesn't feel like it. But that just goes to show that a purpose is a purpose, and it's real. It's real. So regardless, I don't care if I have, 10 members, 6 listeners, it doesn't matter. As long as it reaches somebody, I don't care. Because again, my goal is to honor my son and to reach those, to get the purpose of A Grieving Mother's Journey. Head on over to the YouTube page, and the main video will kind of give you an idea what we're about. Just go over, take a look at it. If it's something that interests you, go ahead and become a member, or I should say subscribe, and come on over to Facebook, A Grieving Mother's Journey, and become a member. Both the links are on the YouTube page. And If you're on Instagram and you've just joined us, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you come back. And again, this goes for you too. If you know anybody on Instagram, family, friends, what have you, that could benefit from our podcast, please send them my way. All right. Okay, guys. So thanks for joining. Y'all have a wonderful night. And hopefully I'll figure out saving this live thing on Instagram one time or another. Thanks so much. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.